Good to go? Yeah. All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, I thought Leighton came out today and really set the tone in the first. He's attacking the strike zone. I think that when guys can set the tone like that, it just kind of gives everybody in the dugout, I guess it calms everybody down is the way I would put it. And then it never hurts to put up 5 in the first. And starts with a couple good swings. Obviously, Daniel had a really good day. I don't want it to be overshadowed. Trey had 4 hits. Kobe had 4 hits. I think the tone was set by Leighton right there in the first inning.
Coach, I don't know if it's my imagination. I know it's easy to say when you score 21 runs, but you talked, before this game about adjustment. Want to see your hitters make some type of adjustment. It seemed like, and we saw what Daniel's 2 home runs to right center field. We saw other guys seem to at least attempt to go the other way more. Was that part of kind of what y'all worked on this week?
Well, yeah, I think it's just getting back to slowing down the game a little bit, to use that term that we use a lot, obviously, and home runs are going to happen when you're working in the middle of the field. Yeah, there's going to be the time when you get up there and you're sitting on a pitch and you pull it and you hit it over the lights, right? But at the end of the day, the majority of homers are going to come because you're working in the middle of the field and you react to the pitch. And we've worked a lot on that, this week, which was, as I've told people before, like this week was good for us. We needed the reset from an offensive standpoint. We were able to throw a lot of pitchers. Guys got live at bats, different things of that nature.
Daniel, whenever you're going good, it seems like that's kind of what you're doing a lot of. Kind of what we saw today with some oppo field home runs. Just kind of talk about that just a little bit and just getting that one off the bat there in that first inning to get you guys off to a good start.
Sure, yeah. When it's going good for me, I'm trusting myself. I'm not trying to pull the ball, which, when I'm trying to pull a fastball, I feel like I can't really react to off-speed very well. So, when I'm trying to back the fastball up and, hit it the other way, which I'm comfortable with, I feel like I can hit off-speed pretty well. It's just trusting myself and trusting my body to, take swings all the time. So, yeah.
Like I said, 20 runs is a lot, too. When you have somebody like Trey kind of going neck and neck with, is that kind of just a fun little sidebar for you guys?
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
Wes, what was it like to see the guys attacking it from the mound and the batter's box after a 3.5 hour delay? How did you guys deal with that?
Yeah, I think that's just something that you get used to in our league, right? We played a lot of double headers. We've had some different start times. I think our guys are used to that. I don't think it helps that you got an older team when those situations come up. From the standpoint of, they understand that we can't control it. The last thing we wanted to do was start the game, play for an hour. I know it didn't start raining for a while, but lightning would have got us off the field probably about 1:10. And then the rain came through, and then we were able to play. So, our guys are. That's why your older guys can really help, and experience comes in. So I think they were ready.
Olivia, then Mike.
Leighton, Henry talked yesterday about how excited you were for this moment after your start against Army. So what was your mindset entering, and what was the moment like going off the mound?
Just going up there and having fun, not trying to do too much, obviously with the rain delay, and, I feel like that, played a little part in, slowing it down, and I was able to, just hang out and get with the team and slow the game down. But, definitely after last year, I wanted a better start coming off of last year. But yeah, I was happy with it.
Mike.
Danny, can you talk about your playing the outfield? You had a pretty outstanding catch. It looked like a few of you guys were battling the sun today. Is it just an odd time for a game, or was it just kind of a wicked sky there?
The one that dropped right behind my head, and I did lose that one for a second. After that, I was just trying to get to the fence as fast as I could, with the wind blowing, to give myself a little bit extra time. No one in center helps a lot. He gives me call outs, 3, 2, 1, getting to the fence. So, having someone like Nolan in center really helps that too.
And then just the tonic of blasting a 3-run home run right after that. Looked like you got it back for your team pretty fast.
Yeah, it did feel good. Yeah, it did feel good.
Jed Dashlinger.
Yeah, Coach, like Leighton mentioned, Army jumped out to a lead on y'all in game 1 last year. Was it an extra point of emphasis to come out and try to jump on Binghamton earlier, or is that just how things went with Leighton setting the tone and then scoring 5 in the bottom of the first?
Yeah, you're always trying to jump out there. I think that's where experience. We had a lot of guys last year hadn't played in the postseason. I've been asked, why, not in any reason, but hey, so you're going late in game one? Yeah, I want a guy with experience. I want us to get out, and because we've got some guys who haven't played in postseason as well on this team, and so anytime you can take veterans and put them out there, been in the spotlight, been in these kind of games, and who come out and like I said, Layton was so calm. Calm, and he was poised and confident, and those things your players feed off that. I always laugh. People think momentum's just one push, right? It's not. It's a series of pushes that creates momentum, and Layton gave us a good push right there to get the game started, and then the offense pushed again, and then you look up and now this ball's rolling, right, so to speak. So, but it's going to start with that first push, and Layton, boy, he came out today and set the tone. And when you do that, as I've said today, relaxes your team and gives those hitters confidence. Like, hey, our guy on the mound, he's locked in. He's going to put up zeros. We got to get him across the plate.
Coach, two different questions here. I guess first on Trey Phelps. Got off to a slow start, kind of found himself a little bit, and of late he's just really been on fire. Just about him just kind of slowing the game down a little bit and just kind of regaining some of that confidence. And second question, a little scared with Slate there, get hit on that hand or wrist or whatever it was, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I'll start with Slate first. Yeah, as far as I know, he was in the training room, but obviously we just took him out just because precautionary and go ahead and start a little treatment. I'm sure he'll be a little sore tomorrow, but he should be fine. Yeah. He'll play. He's tough. He's going to play. Trey. Yeah, you go back to opening weekend at UNC Wilmington, and Trey probably would have had 3 home runs that weekend. We're playing in a big ballpark. The wind's blowing in 30. He flies out to the warning track 3 times. We're playing at Foley Field that weekend. That's 3 homers. Then he hit the injury bug, right? We had a hamstring. We had some other stuff. And I think all you're seeing right now is a healthy, confident Trey Phelps, which is good. We're excited it's happening right now. Yeah, there were times earlier in the year we could have used it, but yeah, he's who he is. He's healthy. He's timing's back. His confidence is back.
Obviously, Coach Layton went pretty deep today. Threw I think 111 or 112 pitches. Just can you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to trust him with that, and was there any lobbying for Layton to kind of stay out there and finish that thing out as much as he could today? Yeah,
I don't think he realized why I was taking him out of the game. I came out there and because he was 1 out away, right? From finishing that. But sometimes you want to get him out, and that guy just he laid it out there for us. I wanted the fans to acknowledge him. I wanted him to come off with an ovation, and so he did. And yeah, but Layton's one of our hardest workers. We all work hard, but you know what I'm saying? He's very diligent in his work. He's very methodical. We had no apprehension about running him 114 pitches. He probably had 120 in there if we really needed it. But yeah, no, it was at that point, he was still throwing strikes. His velocity and his movement and stuff, per the scoreboard, were still the same. And yeah, so we were going to continue to go with it.
Last 3, Mark, Olivia, and then Dash.
Daniel, I saw a video of Trey Phelps looking like maybe taking a nap on the training table during the delay. What were you doing during that time?
I went and got some food. Went to some Cheros right on the street. Watched a couple of the boys play blitzball in the bullpen, and chill out in the locker room for a little bit. It's hard to wait around. Everyone's so excited to play, and then you get pushed back.
You went in your uniform visit, Cheros?
I wanted to, but instead I went and I cut off in my wrist tape and eye black and stuff.
Maybe we need an NIL deal. Can you guys help us out with that? Right? And can you do that again tomorrow?
Good shot, yeah.
Okay.
Coach, only using 2 pitchers today. How do you feel about your bullpen the rest of the series? And then is Curley going tomorrow?
We'll wait and see how things go tonight with this game. But yeah, we're at full strength, Olivia. We got everybody. Everybody's going to be ready to go. Obviously, Zach and Layton aren't throwing tomorrow. So, but everybody else will go. As soon as this game's over, we'll look and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
Layton, I was actually going to ask you about coming off the mound there and stuff. Yeah, I saw that little tiny little hat tip you gave that, but also a pitcher. When you finally see this lineup, have everybody back healthy. You're a pitcher. The confidence that gives a guy like yourself.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think we all knew what we were capable of, and that's what happened today. And having these guys hit like they did behind me, it's awesome. I mean, it does give me relief off my shoulders, but it's awesome.
And you didn't try to twist coach's arm to let you stay out for one more round. I mean,
It
seriously.
made sense. I mean, I haven't thrown that many in a while or all season, so
Yeah.
it made sense. And that's what I get for walking the first guy. So.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.